Your teenager just slammed a door for the third time this week. You're wondering, why did they go from the honor roll to now they're barely passing? They used to tell you everything. Now they don't share anything with you. Now they're just giving you one-word answers. And you're sitting here wondering, what happened to my kid? Here's the thing. They're not broken. They're not lost. They're just probably speaking a language that you may not understand. So this is Baffled, where we want to help you. We want to equip you to understand your misunderstood teen. And my name is Jonathan. And over the course of the next few episodes, we're going to be talking about how to reach young boys in particular. So whether you are a youth pastor, whether you work with youth in the school system, or whether you're a parent just wondering why your traditional approach is not working, we want to help you. So today we're going to be talking about helping young boys develop a growth mindset. So today we're here with my guest, Marc. Marc is a mentor, a coach with Man Up, a local nonprofit, and he oversees the Higher Life youth development track that they have. And he coaches young boys, particularly that come from an at-risk youth background. So today we're going to be talking about helping teens develop a growth mindset. So Marc, great to have you back, my brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
You mentioned in the last conversation, some of the stories that the youth would share in their safe spaces.
Yeah.
Can you share a story of a specific student who was transformed because they began to adopt, they became self-aware and realized, I need to do X, Y, Z to grow?
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, especially with the boys I'm able to work with at Blake. I just think about this young man Jordan, who I'm working with right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with him in the summer, and it's just great, bro. Seeing his dedication and seeing the things that he has. You know what I'm saying? The skills that he does possess, and being able to water that. You know what I'm saying? So really it's that transparency, you know what I'm saying? It's that building of relationship, and really fanning the flame in the areas where, man, like he can use his giftings over here. And kind of just unlocking their mind and heart to see that. Cause like, when boys or anybody is in survival mode, it's tunnel vision. The blinders is on. I don't see nothing else but surviving. You know what I'm saying? So I think if we're able to guide, you know what I'm saying, and facilitate and point our boys in the direction of hope, you know what I'm saying, in the direction of opportunity, success, elevation, you know what I'm saying, higher life, then I think that they can become empowered. You know what I'm saying? And not feel stuck in their circumstance, but seeing the opportunity to rise above it, to rise above the rubble, so to speak, and to have that aha moment and kick things into gear. So I think like my young homie Jordan, you know what I'm saying, who I feel like he's going to be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Blake has a barber program, you know what I'm saying? And so he's in that. He's able to cut cats up, you know what I'm saying? Cut his friends up, you know what I'm saying? Whether I saw he started selling snacks, you know what I'm saying? And Jordan doesn't necessarily, we always say, he doesn't look like his circumstance. You know what I'm saying? And he Pops is out the picture, you know what I'm saying? Mom's is out the picture, you know what I'm saying? He was essentially taken in by his neighbors. You know what I'm saying? And now about to be a senior, is now living with one of his classmates, even one of his peers in the Higher Life program. And that particular friend's mama getting it. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the value of positive role models. So I hope that answers the question.
No, because the thing is, it's very easy to hear the negative. Hear how our young boys are failing, or if they, if their dads are not in the picture and they're at risk, how they can easily get in the system really quick. Going back last episode, you talked about what you're doing. It's very gritty. It's in the trenches. It's not sexy work. but it's good work. So how can you, um, again, as we navigate faith in the public setting, public school, how can you help teenagers, like, as they're thinking about, they want to grow, they want to get better, often can be trapped or paralyzed by perfectionism? How can you help them say, listen, as you grow, one of the ways you're going to grow is by failing, that you're not always going to get it? How do you help young boys see their failures as actually an instrument for growth?
No, it's great. I think man, our society has propped up image. You know what I'm saying? Like the looking a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like the Instagrams, the pictures. You know what I'm saying? I gotta appear a certain way, and I think oftentimes, like it has to be that at that perfect angle. You know what I'm saying? The lighting's got to be perfect, and I think that paralyzes people. You know what I'm saying? Into stepping out and taking risk. You don't need to have all the answers. You're not meant to be a doctor at 16, 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? But you know what you know, saying? I think the importance of trying, saying, and taking that risk. I think we're so, at times we're afraid to be judged, to be perceived, to be just seen in general. I think it's why we're comfortable just following what everybody else is doing. And not taking the risk. So it's really cultivating. Make the attempt, take the risk, take the leap. What's the worst that can happen here? And I think, we can kind of view like there's no safety net. You know what I'm saying? But when I hit the ground, and it goes back to our other conversation, resilience. You know what I'm saying? So I think like just putting them in positions and painting the scenario, like, yo, we don't know the outcome. You know what I'm saying? We want to try to control. You know what I'm saying? We have to relinquish some of that in order to get where we need to go.
It Something just came to my mind, and as I'm raising two boys, and I want them to be boys of faith, but at the same time, there were things that I learned in my youth that it's probably redeemable. For example, I don't see, you mentioned risk. Um, how many of those boys, you mentioned risk in last episode, you mentioned how they even are willing to talk about girls. How many of them are willing to take the risk to go talk to a stranger, a female stranger, to try to get their number? Like, that's character building.
It is. Yeah.
It is. So like, I remember growing up, like if I'm going to the mall with my friends as a teenager and we see a group of girls that we like, rather than, you know, like joking or smiling, there was like this thing within the guys, I bet you can't go get her number. Like, I think about it now and I'm like, hold up, how can I teach that, like, a proper view of masculinity to a young boy, that it's okay to be a gentleman and approach a girl that he finds attractive and to introduce himself? We now have this culture where he won't do it because he's like, I don't want to get shut down. And it's like, no, you'll learn. Like, you can't work in sales in the future if you're scared of not closing the deal. So there's a whole bunch of overlap of learning how to approach a stranger. And then even that, going into, like, as a person of faith, it's a lot easier because of that in my upbringing, that I can go talk to the stranger about the gospel. With I'm not afraid if they're going to say no, because I know what it means to be rejected. Like, I'm not afraid of rejection anymore. Whereas, in the past, if you've never actually experienced it, you're going to be afraid to kind of venture off. So how do you see that, like, even with the young boys, like, as you're trying to help them develop a growth mindset, like, hey guys, you're going to fail. And it's okay.
Yeah. Even with that, like, it's funny you bring it up, because even one of the boys, they're like, they won't do it directly in person. They'll send a DM.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, wait, what?
They'll see her
different.
and then they'll wait and they'll find her and send her a message.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, why don't you go talk to her?
Yeah.
No, I'll
it's this fear of rejection.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This fear of failing. And again, I think it's that image thing. You know what I'm saying? I gotta look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I gotta
Mm-hmm.
play a certain part. But I think authenticity is more valued.
Yeah.
And I think like it's not about perfection.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're never gonna be perfect. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna strive, you know what I'm saying, especially
Yeah.
for us to be like Jesus, but we're still gonna fall short. We're still
Yeah.
gonna make mistakes. But I think like if I'm gonna navigate life with purpose,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I may not have all the tools, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But I got to get out there and do it. It's
Yeah.
like my little homie Jordan, like I was telling you about. He wants to start detailing cars.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Yeah, I bought some stuff to clean the interior." So he detailed the
Yeah.
inside of my car. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And he has to learn along the way. So
Yeah.
he came to my house. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I stay downtown, so I have a parking garage where I live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's got his equipment, he's got the shop vac. You know what I'm saying? But ain't no plug.
Yeah.
Ain't no plug. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? To plug the shop vac up so we could vacuum everything. So we had to improvise a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but he took it as a learning moment. He's
Yeah.
like, man, if this wasn't you,
Yeah.
I would be cooked.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he said. He's
Yeah.
like, if this wasn't you, I'd be cooked right now. You know what I'm saying? I'd be wasting this person's time.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. But you're learning from this now. This has not become you. You're still pursuing, like you're still
Yeah.
trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? And you're learning from your mistakes. They're gonna come. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's how we deal with them and how we respond.
Yeah.
That makes us.
Yeah. I had a friend back in high school, Patrick, started cutting hair
Hmm.
right away. You have to one of the things with Pat was that he would always say, "Yo, I will give all my boys free haircuts because I need y'all need to be my test dummies.
Yes,
Like
yes,
if I'm gonna
yes.
be good, you
Exactly.
have to be willing to let me mess you up."
Yep.
Like, and it's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, wait a minute. But for me, it was mad easy. I was like, you know what? Just give me a number two all around, shape me up,
Yeah.
and as long as you do that, you good in my
Yeah.
book. Same thing when I try to encourage young boys and to try to be entrepreneurial, I'll try to tell them, listen, this barber makes X amount of money. This barber makes X amount of money. They're like, word? But if you're social and you like to talk to people, being a barber is actually a very good, it's a good outlet. And you can open up your own shop
Yeah.
and learn the business aspect of how do you attract talent by charging rent, you know.
Yeah.
So if you're older, it's hard because you're not going to have that clientele to start and practice with. But it all goes with like you have to be willing to make these mistakes. You have to be willing to fail. And as young boys need to grow, failure is good. I use a lot of sports analogies,
Yeah.
and Michael Jordan talks about
Yes. Go there. I
you
was just thinking it.
miss
Go ahead.
100% of the shots you don't
Yes.
take. The only reason he's known as the GOAT, I don't care if you think Michael Jordan is the GOAT, but the reason why he's clutch is because he's not afraid of the moment. The reason why Kobe is clutch is because he's not afraid of the moment.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of guys who they dream about that moment, but they never put themselves in a situation to kind of make that moment a reality.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned Jordan, like the fact that he had you
Mhm.
to kind of, I didn't have the electrical outlet, the plug
Yeah.
for this shop vac. So, but that the fact that you guys made it work, like he even like, man, if it wasn't you, I would have been cooked right now. Would have wasted somebody's, whole time. He wouldn't have paid me nothing.
Yeah.
But the fact that he had you in that moment where he's like, I can make this mistake and it's a learning experience. I now know I need to bring this extension cord with me, or I need to bring this because I'm not gonna know that unless it's like even with this podcast. There's a lot of trial and error that
For
comes with
sure.
this. Like my computer shut off midway. I need to make sure I check these settings before I turn on before I
Yeah.
start. But that you need to kind of learn that on the way. What is it about fatherlessness
Mm.
that creates a fixed mindset? Like that they're not, what is it about like your dad not being in your life that when you actually want to come in and invest, that they meet you with suspicion as opposed to, you know what, I know my dad's not around and I need all the help I can get. How do you kind of see that even in the higher life at Blake?
Yeah. I think again the suspicion. You know what I'm saying? One, it's not a lot of male role models in schools. Not a lot of males
In general, yeah,
and teachers. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Administrators, etc. in schools. So it's something that's not seen.
yeah.
And I think, I mean, there's something in us, bro. I think God has just made it that way. Like
Mhm.
we we crave a relationship, you know what I'm saying, with our pops, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
or with someone older. We may not recognize it
yeah,
immediately. And I think the absence of that could create bitterness for some young boys. And with that, it's like, oh, he ain't here. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? So I got to be the man. I'm gonna figure it out on my own.
yeah,
And I'll be resistant towards any male that kind of comes
yeah,
in my life. It's like it's like when I don't know, we got this mindset from the culture, you know what I'm saying, or TV or whatever, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like you got a single mom, like if I'm the oldest, I'm the man of the house.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like she gonna get a boy, my mom gonna get a boyfriend or something like that. It's
yeah,
like still gotta like go through me, so to speak,
mhm,
because I'm the man of the house, even though I'm a boy.
yeah,
So I think like there's a resistance. Um there's a resistance to it off jump, especially
mhm,
with those who've been affected by brokenness, with fatherlessness. So I think that with it, it's like it's hard to you got to build trust.
yeah,
That's what it comes down to. It comes down to building trust and bridging the gap and allowing them to be seen. They want to be seen, bro. We all want to be affirmed and recognized. And in order to, it's a part of growth. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? We unfortunately have to jump more hurdles now to get to that where he could like my space that God has allowed me to create at Blake
yeah,
should be the space that these boys are entering into at their house.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like this should be normal. If it was normal, it wouldn't be looked at with so much skepticism
yeah,
because it's foreign.
mhm,
And anything that's foreign, I'm gonna kind of look at like, I don't know. I've never experienced this before,
yeah,
even though it seems good for me.
yeah.
So
One of the things I saw from afar, Jerome Gay?
the name
Familiar?
sounds
So
familiar.
he's a pastor in North Carolina,
Okay.
friend of mine, and he has a few kids, and he had his son just became a teenager. And one of the things I saw that he did, he created like this ceremony for his son where he had a few people kind of speak into things to kind of look forward. And I think we throw our young boys into manhood like the and because they don't have fathers, there's not like this defining moment.
Yeah.
Like Jewish culture has the bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have these moments where you're no longer a boy, you're a man. And now here are things that are expected of you, and we kind of don't have that in our
For
culture.
sure.
So we have to, as Christian men, we need to kind of create that. And a lot of these boys, because dad's not in the picture, and even if dad's in the picture, they're not thinking in terms, because that's something in American culture is foreign. So now we kind of have to create this. How do we make them knights? How do we show them like, hey, you're a man now. This means I'm going to hold you to a higher standard in the house. This means if I ask you to do something, you do it and you learn to follow through. I'm going to hold you accountable if you don't follow through with your words, if you
Yeah.
don't, and you begin to model these things.
Yeah.
So that kind of came to me because I saw that this is what you're trying to do with these young boys, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you mentioned it earlier, society, like they're 16, physically look like grown men,
Yeah.
but mentally
Yeah.
not there.
Yeah.
Make a
For
lot of
sure.
stupid, a lot
Yeah.
of foolish decisions that highlight, oh, their mental is not catching up with their body.
Yeah.
And you're like, but the world is not going to treat them that way.
Yeah. For sure.
They can get into an altercation at the park because someone thinks they're older than what they really are because of their
Yeah.
physical.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you kind of have you because there's not a man to kind of guide them. We want to save them, we want to equip them, we want them to grow. So I remember you mentioned, so you and I, we both went to Trinity.
You did.
Yeah. So you mentioned how you were finishing up and you told Dr. Mallow,
Shout out
listen,
Dr. Mallow.
Crystal, we see you. If you needed to graduate, and you're
Yeah.
like, listen, I'm not gonna be able to graduate this semester because I got a baby on the way.
Yeah.
Like, so even like, how did you kind of had to kind of adopt that growth? how many years ago was that already? 10 years already for you?
About 10 years.
Yeah. So put yourself back, project yourself back into that season. Yeah, you're married, about to have a baby, and you're trying to finish school, trying to create a better life for your son or your daughter.
My daughter.
For your daughter. How did you persevere? Like, how do you? And then in turn, the question would be, how can you use that to kind of inspire young people? Like, listen, I know what it means to be under the gun, to feel like this pressure, and this is what I did.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Trinity days. Yeah, so I had just a little backtrack with my journey at Trinity. Went there in 09, you know what I'm saying? First semester, failed a class, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't the greatest student, wasn't even the greatest student in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of my even undergrad journey, you know what I'm saying, was met with hardship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And most of it, me causing it. That's not right. Others, me causing it.
Lack of discipline.
Yes, because I want to hang out with the homies, you know what I'm saying, chop it about theology and not do my work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, et cetera, et cetera. And so, get kicked out of Trinity. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Flunk out. Have to wait a year. In that process, like, yo, am I just gonna leave, you know what I'm saying, and go off and do mission work?
Yeah.
End up getting married, you know what I'm saying? End up getting back into Trinity, you know what I'm saying? And it just in a mature place. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Through time, through life experience. Like God is just growing me, you know what I'm saying? Mentoring my life, Pastor Darrell, who you know. Yeah. So that just having effects, you know what I'm saying? And me just being in a better state, better position to focus and tackle school. So I think that was very important. So without going from average, you know what I'm saying, to getting A's and B's. I mean, I should have got an award for most improved. I didn't. So I don't know. We're going to have to look back and see what's up with that. But anyways, so last semester at Trinity, you know what I'm saying, I ended up switching majors because I'm like, I need to finish. I need to finish my degree. My daughter's coming, and it's just going to be very difficult when she's here to do that. So switch majors, still in the realm of what I feel God's calling me to do. And so with Dr. Mallow's help, you know what I'm saying, I ended up taking 22 credit hours last semester. Ooh. And so really, with the help of my wife too, mapping out everything, bro. Every single thing had to be mapped out. So I was even calculating what assignments I don't have to do, you know what I'm saying, so that I can make it across the finish line. Yeah, it was a lot. I don't recommend it at all.
I literally had because I do adjunct teaching up there. I had a student reach out to me. He was like, Professor Reyes, I missed out. Can I send this assignment late? And I said, hey man, you passed. You don't have to do it. Like, grades need to be submitted within the next 10 minutes. And if you don't submit it, just don't. You're good, bro. You're good. You got a B+. Be okay. Bro, I did the same thing. My last semester was 18 credits because I'm just trying to finish. And I'm same thing, calculating, okay, if I don't submit this, but I submit this and I get this grade, I will bear the B+, or I will bear the C. I just want to get it done. I just want to pass. I want to finish because if my daughter comes, in your case, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back. That was my dad. My dad was a semester away from graduating Bible college, but then he got married and he had kids. And then he didn't finish college 20 something odd years later, all because, and kids are a blessing, but the question is, do I finish this or do I put this back on the shelf? So let's talk about hip hop for a second, because I'm a product of the culture, and many times it's often painted in the negative, and totally right. You have the glorification of drugs, glorification of sex, glorification of sex out of wedlock, glorification of single parent homes, a glorification of dysfunction, of unhealth. And what certain rappers would use to talk about their story growing up. Let's take Jim Jones, for example. And if you're watching and you don't know, just know that this guy says, listen, what we're doing, we're entertainers. He'll go out and tell you we are entertainers. So he will perpetuate drugs, violence, XYZ, because to him, even though he's lived it, to him it's like, man, we're just entertainers and we're just doing this to make money, not knowing that there are young people on the other side who are consuming your content, your music, and they're trying to emulate it. And now you have people like D who are trying to say, no, 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 your words have power.
Yeah,
Your narrative has power. And we need to, how do we empower young people through hip hop, through telling stories? So tell me about just your hip hop journey, and even like pre-Jesus and even now post-Jesus.
Yeah, for sure. So I grew up in New York, so I remember being like 5 years old, and my mom's driving through the city. I'm in the back seat, and I hear the Fugees for the first time.
The score.
Yes, I hear "Ready or Not." Here
Yeah.
I come. You know what I'm saying? And I just fell in love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is
I
this?
remember I had the tape. I remember.
So I'm like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
that was my first experience.
Yeah.
And after that, I just fell in love with the music, bro. You know what I'm saying? The sound, then looking further, the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, broken, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But stirring and
Mm.
moving. And I think communicating a language that I understood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because for me, growing up Puerto Rican American, and I
Yeah.
say that intentionally
Mm-hmm.
because I'm Puerto Rican, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm American.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't born on the island.
Yeah.
I'm not fluent in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fluent in Spanglish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so with that, I'm not fully accepted as by old traditional Puerto
If you
Ricans
go to
as fully
Kissimmee,
Puerto
you're
Rican.
ni de aquí ni de
Yes.
allá. Mm.
And then I'm not fully American because I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the only place I felt truly embraced, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying, for what I am
Yeah.
is in hip hop. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I can exist here. I can be accepted fully
Yeah.
here. And that came with like just once I felt accepted, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I feel like once you feel like you can be at home someplace, then you can be influenced. You could be molded. You could be
Mm-hmm.
shaped. And that's what I was. I was shaped like I wanted to be Jay-Z. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't just about listening to him and hearing the words he was putting together. It was like the lifestyle. Like I want to live like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the reality for a lot of our boys. And I mean, the Breakfast Club, they had this interview, and they were talking about how music doesn't influence. And I'm like,
Yes, it
how?
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how? How in the world does it not? You know what I'm saying? When um, boys are learning, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How to navigate life, how to navigate manhood
Yeah.
through the music. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I remember one of my boys telling me like he was getting ready to go to a fight, and what he do? He threw on a Lil Wayne song. You know what I'm saying? I remember my pops. Um, him and my mom separated, and he was picking me up, taking me to work one day. I
Yeah.
was like 14 years old, and he gets in a car accident in the apartment complex where we live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's private property, so no injuries. Like
Yeah.
police not coming out. You just gonna call your insurance in
Yeah.
exchange. And his car was messed up in the front, bro.
Yeah.
He picks me up, and he's hot. He's livid, and he had a couple of options. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe use his anger
Mm-hmm.
to hurt the people that
Yeah.
did this. You know what I'm saying? And instead he rolls down all the windows, you know what I'm saying? And is going like probably like 65 and a 45,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And is blasting Ja Rule, New York. I got 100 guns, 100, you know what I'm saying? Blasting it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Channeling what? His anger through the music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's influential.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Mm.
And so with my boys now in the school, like that's one of the first things I have them share with me. We take like, what's a song you put on that you vibe to? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? What's a song that you would put on if you were upset?
Yeah.
And what's a song that you put on maybe you're just not feeling life right now?
Mm-hmm.
And they write those songs down,
Mm-hmm.
and they share about them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's showing what's influencing them,
Yeah.
but it's showing too what what form of communication is reaching them.
Yeah.
And so I think we're in a position to use the music for good, like my homie KB does.
Mm-hmm.
He does that. Another dude, Jafia Life, he
Mm-hmm.
does that. Solid dude. And I think just it's a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? It's a tool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think not only that, it's a culture. It comes
Yeah.
from us.
Yeah.
And if we're not going to speak life, you know what I'm saying, into the things that are happening, then we're just going to glorify brokenness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think we want that. We want to acknowledge brokenness,
Yeah.
and we want to restore. So that's
Yeah.
kind of what we own.
I remember when I first got saved. So my conversion was super radical, and I went through that a whole threw away all my
Yep, I got you.
CDs.
I was there. I've been there.
Yeah, I threw all my secular music out
Yep,
the
yep,
window.
yep.
Then for me, it was the introduction to Christian hip hop, and I praise God that I got saved. I got saved in 2010,
Yeah.
so it was in a time where the production was getting better.
Yeah.
And since then, I have a deep appreciation for cross movement now, but that wasn't who I was listening
For
to
sure.
growing up.
Yeah, for sure.
So I had the opportunity. I developed a friendship with Deuce, with the ambassador
Dope,
in North
dope, dope.
Carolina.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like listening to Deuce, and I began to I have an appreciation now for content over style. So I can listen to the thesis, or I can listen to the chop chop. I can listen to some of the older stuff, and rather than try to compare it to the what was sonically like, okay, it's a little dated compare, but the lyrics is it was ministering to me. So that what ended up happening is I couldn't help it whenever someone would get saved and I'll start disciple them. I will also disciple them into Christian hip hop
For sure.
because like you're gonna come into my car and you're gonna notice that I'm not listening to stuff that quote unquote glorifies death.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here. And I sit here, Jadakiss is my favorite rapper
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all time.
For sure.
But at the same time, I can't really listen to Jadakiss's music like that anymore because the stuff that I remember as a kid growing up, I was like, man, I would not want my son listening to this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you're hearing KB in my car, you're hearing Trip in the car. So this is what you're gonna hear, and I end up kind of introducing a whole new lane to kids, not knowing that, oh snap, this is Christian.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that Christian and hip hop can actually be good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how does that even play out with some of the young boys that you end up ministering to? Because I know it's one thing in the classroom, but then if you're taking them to a boxing,
Yeah.
to
And
the
they
gym,
seek it for sure. No, it's good. I think like couple things with that. Like for instance, Jordan, he cleaned my car, like
Yeah.
like I shared last time. And he did a video, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's promoting himself. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So he did a video, and because he's been in the gym with me as
Yeah.
well, he's like, oh, I'm gonna put KB song on here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is dope to see, just the being able to hear someone and see someone.
Yeah.
It's just different. It's rare.
Yeah.
But I think too with the music, it is so influential. And I think being able to provide alternatives is awesome, especially when the moment calls for it.
Mhm.
Because like right now with the boys, especially, like I'm feeling like I'm Paul at Areopagus.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the y'all worshiping the unknown God. Let me tell you who that is for real.
Yeah.
So even in the music that they listen to, you'll hear the cries
Mm.
for redemption. It's in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we know that it's just in us. We know that brokenness can't be all there is. There has
Yeah.
to be something on the other side of this. So being able to shed light, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, too, on, hey, let's unpack that. Let's unpack this person that you're listening to.
Yeah.
Because like back in the day for us, cats be like, oh yeah, I just like the beat, da 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 da. I mean, okay, that's fine.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But words matter. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Words influence. Words are speaking life and death.
Mhm.
And so being able to shed light on really like the connection between music and morality, that
Yeah.
relationship, music and ethics, music and how we live. Because I mean, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So there's something going on there, and to be able to tap in and to share a redemptive perspective is beautiful.
What about with the young boys? Are they recycling the same things that you mentioned? Like, "Oh, I'm just listening to the beat. It just sounds good. I'm not even listening to the lyrics." Are they still perpetuating those type of arguments, or are they actually like, have you challenged it that can you just sit down and actually listen to what's being said and how it's shaping you, how it's forming you, how is it like, are those conversations even happening?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's probably not so much the beat these days,
Yeah,
but the flow.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what he's saying? Like, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? It's the flow, and we get to kind of jump in there, and just explore. Hold on, well, what does this mean? Like, I
mm,
remember talking with some cats. This was probably a little while ago, and Two Change. This dude was telling this other guy, I was like, "Yeah, man, like, oh, you married? Nah, bruh. I want I want a wife, a mistress, and a girlfriend. That's Two Chains.
yeah,
Two Chains said that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You want that because he said it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's shaping. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
influencing. It's really just shaping, I would say, the worldview. And I think I'm in a position by God's grace to just push back against that and ask questions. Yeah. Spark thought.
That's good. So, if you're a parent, some takeaways as you think about growth and challenge and art and all of these things. And even like, as we talked about, even hip hop, you may think that it's like a detour, but hip hop has become so normalized in mainstream culture that one of the kids it's hilarious. I was doing a presentation this morning. We were talking about peer pressure, and it's a mixed bag of kids. And even the most suburban kids have adopted hip hop culture. Like he has Jordans on. He had a fake like he had this. It wasn't a do rag, but he had something on his head, and I can tell like he's being formed by it. Like parents, you're probably here. One of the reasons why you struggle to communicate is because you're listening to one style of music and your child is like, what is on your child's iPhone? Like, what music are they listening to? And if this is why we're here, because we want to be a resource to you, and we can give you some good recommendations of the style of music they listen to, but something that is life-giving, something that's going to tell stories, something that's not cheesy.
For sure.
Because that's the thing, when we were growing up, Christian hip-hop was synonymous with being cheesy, and it was like, yeah, it could have been. I'm not going to throw some artists under the bus, because now I have I have an appreciation. But there were some people who were like, nah, that was cheesy. But then there was other dudes who I will say Thistle. Like I appreciated because
Shout out this.
he was real. Yeah, so normalize the struggle. So if you're watching, just one thing to reflect on, what's one thing over these past couple of episodes that has challenged your thinking, specifically with dealing with at-risk youth. They're more than just a statistic. They're souls made in the image of God.
Yeah, I know.
And how can you apply this with your teen this week? So again, my name is Jonathan. Mark, it was a pleasure having you on.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
This is Baffled, where we want to equip you to understand your misunderstood teen. What we're going to try to do is also equip you with some resources. So I mentioned the Anxious Generation right here. Read that book if you're a parent. Bad Therapy by Abigail Shrier. There's a lot of good resources to help you understand this new generation. So guys, catch you on the next one.